Imagine living on less than $1.90 a day. Shockingly, that's the reality for 689 million people worldwide. This figure paints a grim picture of the state of global poverty. It's a stark reminder that despite advances in technology and economic growth, a significant portion of the world's population still lives in extreme poverty. Now let's take a closer look at the geographic distribution of poverty. Sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia are the hardest hit regions, accounting for more than 80% of the world's extreme poor. In Sub-Saharan Africa, 4 in 10 people live on less than $1.90 a day, while in South Asia, nearly 1 in 5 people endure the same harsh reality. With such staggering numbers, it's clear that poverty remains a significant issue in our world today. It's a problem that deserves our attention, our empathy, and most importantly, our action. Take a moment to consider Bangladesh, a country where nearly 20% of the population lives in extreme poverty. Here, economic challenges are vast. The poverty rate significantly impacts the standard of living, with a large portion of the population unable to afford basic necessities. The struggle for education, healthcare, and food security is a daily reality. Despite a steady economic growth, the specter of poverty still looms large, deeply influencing the socioeconomic fabric. Despite its economic growth, poverty continues to be a significant challenge for Bangladesh. Now think about Haiti, where more than half of the population lives below the poverty line. In this Caribbean nation, the harsh reality is that over 50% of its citizens are mired in poverty. This economic hardship stifles growth, hampers education, and exacerbates health issues. It's not just about low income, it's about limited opportunities, and a cycle that's hard to break. Life for many is a daily struggle for basic necessities. The complexity of poverty in Haiti presents a pressing issue that requires urgent attention. Ethiopia, a country where 1 in 4 people live in extreme poverty, is another case worth examining. The nation grapples with economic and social challenges, including a high poverty rate that profoundly impacts its citizens. Food insecurity, limited access to clean water, and inadequate healthcare are just some of the hardships Ethiopians face daily. This harsh reality, coupled with a lack of education and job opportunities, perpetuates a cycle of poverty. The persistence of poverty in Ethiopia underscores the need for sustainable solutions. Nigeria, despite being Africa's largest economy, has a poverty rate of over 40%. This is a stark paradox. A nation rich in resources, teeming with vibrant cities, yet burdened with rampant poverty. This is a nation where the riches of oil reserves stand in contrast to the daily struggles of its citizens. The Nigerian narrative underscores a critical point, that economic growth alone does not always mean a reduction in poverty. The case of Nigeria shows that economic growth alone does not necessarily translate to poverty reduction. Lastly, consider Yemen, a country where more than 80% of the population lives in poverty. This nation, found on the Arabian Peninsula, is in the throes of an intense humanitarian crisis. The high poverty rate is a consequence of enduring conflict, dwindling resources, and insufficient aid. Families struggle for basics like food and clean water. Children are most affected as malnutrition stunts their growth and hampers their future. Yemen's case illustrates the devastating effects of conflict on poverty. These countries represent only a fraction of the global poverty issue. This is not merely about numbers or statistics, but about real people, real lives that are shaped by the constraints of poverty. From Bangladesh to Yemen, these nations embody the urgency of tackling poverty on a global scale. But what can we do? While the problem might seem overwhelmingly large, we are not powerless. We can contribute to the fight against poverty in myriad ways, from supporting local businesses in economically struggling regions to raising awareness about the issue in our own communities. Every effort counts. Additionally, donating to international aid organizations can help deliver essential resources to those who need them the most. This is a call to action, a call to commit to a world where poverty is a thing of the past. Remember, every action, no matter how small, can help make a difference in the fight against poverty. It's time to act.